Welcome to Tubbie Talk, where a group of nerdy best friends hop online to talk about everything life, parenthood, gaming, and probably embarrass themselves. Let's get started. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of our podcast. My name's Kennedy, and I have the absolute pleasure of being here with my Tubbies, Trevor.
What up?
Sierra.
Hello, friends.
And Danny.
Howdy, howdy.
Today's topic is a bit of a passionate one for us, and we're excited to get into it. Specifically, we'll be discussing building bonds through gaming and how it strengthens relationships and keeps long-distance connections alive, as well as sharing some of our favorite games to play as a group. But before we dive in, I don't know how everyone's doing. How's life, guys? How we doing? How we hanging in there?
Life is good.
Life's going great.
Finally got all the kiddos, but 3 collectively, but we only have 1. Finally got her to sleep, which was quite the challenge, but
The stars aligned.
But yeah, I mean, our week's been good so far. Just working and trying to keep the house clean and trying to not get sick. Pretty much my 3 goals of the week.
Honestly, everyone's coming down with something this week, it seems like.
Yeah, anyways, otherwise the week's been good. How about you guys?
Well, we used the Christmas gift, guys. A big thank you for that experience.
Wow.
And the Christmas gift was,
Yay!
yeah, like so people understand, our listeners. We mainly shop at just a local natural food store. However, there is a Trader Joe's just smack dab across the way, ever taunting us.
Yes.
And so Danny and Sierra got us a gift card to force us to go shop there.
Oh boy.
What's the haul?
Yeah, what's the
Oh,
tell us what
me
you got?
everything.
Oh no, guys, disappointed.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were addicted.
No,
I don't know. I like Trader Joe's in California because I was just comfortable
Great
using the
restaurant.
bathroom all the time.
bathrooms.
Great
Absolutely.
Did you try
I
the
just-
bathroom there?
Listeners,
No, I don't even know where they are.
It was
the
hidden.
bathrooms at Trader Joe's
They're not
hit
right
different.
at the entrance.
They're so good, and you don't need to even. Okay, I don't know if I want to admit this, but many times when I was pregnant, you have to go to the bathroom a lot. Okay, I'll blame it on that. I have not done it since I've
Mhm.
not been pregnant,
Uh-huh.
but
Yes,
you just hop right in, you use the bathroom, and you hop right out. You don't even need to buy
absolutely.
anything.
No,
They don't
Shameless.
question it.
No,
So
And I
think-
don't think they're gonna stop a pregnant lady. What are you doing?
exactly.
What do you mean?
Hey,
Exactly.
you!
Exactly.
Get her!
So, anyways, so you don't know where the bathrooms are. What was
I think
the
it's on the
snack
far
selection
side.
like?
They're not at the start. Like the
That's
start,
upsetting.
like the entrance. What? It was just some plants, some
The flowers were nice.
and then it
big
got right into
purple.
produce, just
right
right
into
there. At the
produce, right
entrance.
into meat. Like you're right there. Just boom.
Well,
Yeah.
no, meat's on the other side,
It was on. Yeah, kinda. But
on the
yeah.
to the north.
I think to like also preference a little bit, we've seen like a lot of, because we're health food nuts, mostly my wife, but I think like we see a lot of recalls on Trader Joe's, so like we're going in there like inspecting the
Right. Well,
ingredients
Trader
a
Joe's
little
is
bit
not
too.
healthy. I hope you
Yeah.
know. Like, it's
We
not a
know,
health
no.
store.
We
It's delicious, but not
But
healthy.
they do have interesting snacks.
Okay. However, I feel like, and maybe it's just because we're Idaho, maybe they don't carry flashy stuff, but like there was nothing like, because that was the thing. It's like we're gonna get stuff that I can't get like really anywhere else.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
everything
Unique,
there we could get at every other store. I was like,
Really?
yeah. So
Like no special
so weird.
flavors,
No, it was just
nothing.
like
There's an
Mm.
ice cream that was like buttercream ice cream.
it was
And
like
I was
butter
like,
cookie.
butter cookie.
I have
I'm
had
like,
that
Oh,
here.
cookie butter. Yes.
Cookie
yeah,
butter.
okay, thank you.
Like,
But like I
butter
looked at the
cookie.
ingredient list, it was like 100 ingredients.
Well, I can't even eat that because it's gluten. So I don't know if
Well,
that's good or not.
I didn't get it because I was
No
scared for, like,
recommendations
I would
there.
take a year out of my life. But We probably went up and down the aisles like 3 or 4 times just trying to use the gift card, and it got to the point where we were just grabbing like stuff we knew, like,
Oh
Well,
my
we get that at the
gosh.
other store. Let's
What?
just get
Well,
that.
yeah, well, and it was also like, well, maybe we could like just get some alcohol when I'm able to drink again.
No.
They had like one drink from the cider company we like, and it was a flavor we don't
Gosh.
like, and it's just like,
Oh,
oh my
No.
gosh.
Okay. Some positives. We have tossed a whole lot of cons because most of it was cons.
We did get stuff.
We did get some things. There was an olive oil chip bag that I got that had like 3 ingredients.
Potato chips,
They
and
were-
it was
they were good.
full.
They were good, and it was full. It was more than half full. Like they didn't gyp you out
So-
on the amount of chips they got,
Yes, hats off.
and they were tasty. Our first kiddo liked that one too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trying to think
Uh,
what. Yeah, I mean, continue. I want to hear your full haul, and then
The
I'll
other
give
thing
my
I
thoughts.
got that I'm enjoying right now is it's like one of those water bottles, you know, what it has like the metal and plastic lid to it, but it's like a ginger soda, and it's like a green bottle. Pretty good. I like how
Was-
strong the ginger is.
I was about to say you got a water bottle. That's
I got
like
a
your
water
I know.
haul.
I got confused at first. I was like, water bottle.
It's like a ginger ale, but it's like in a really cool bottle.
It's a sparkling ginger drink.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
We got imported chocolate from Belgium. That's
Dude,
been good.
it is the hardest thing to like snap. Like I have to use like my full strength to just like snap off a square. It's good,
Oh
but
my
it's
gosh.
she thick.
Never get one square. All like chips into a little.
No, you
bag.
get a whole row.
Yeah.
Tell me about this chocolate. Does it have any sort of like flavor to it, or is it just milk
No,
chocolate?
it's chocolate flavor.
Okay,
It's milk.
that's a
Milk
good one.
chocolate.
It's
like
milk.
delicious.
It's just
No
milk.
nuts.
Wow, so
It's
special
just
and unique.
a thick
Mm.
piece of. It's just a brick of chocolate.
Is it the 1 pound one?
Yeah.
Because they
like the
do sell
Belgium.
that one.
Yeah.
Yes, so we
And
got that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
we got
It's
some.
pretty good. It's
We
good.
got some beef sticks. We've
The
got some.
Oh, the
Cheetos
chomps ones.
Yeah.
Those
Mm,
are the
classic.
best.
Yep.
We got
Classic.
some. I think it's RX protein bars.
Haven't tried mine yet.
Nice.
Trevor loaded up on some coffee
I
drinks.
did get a barbecue sauce and a maple
Mm.
syrup there that I'm going to try. I had not yet
Mhm.
tried
The maple
those.
syrup looks good.
Exciting.
Yeah.
We got a cheese and a turkey summer sausage.
Nice.
We
The
got
cashier
little
gave us 8 stickers for the kiddos.
dude. He just
Just ripped
Roll
the
them
whole roll out.
That's
and
Yeah.
then we
truly the best part. Like I remember getting those as a
Mhm.
kid. That was so fun.
I wish I got them now. I wish I could go up to a cashier and be like straight on, just give me stickers. But
Tell me about your cashier. How friendly were they? Overly? Under?
good amount. He was
Okay.
just chill. He was like chill, dude. Like,
That's
hey, how's it
good.
you
going?
said that like he wasn't really responding to me, but I was also probably pretty distracted by the kiddos.
what?
Right.
I
Didn't you
talked
say?
to-
Didn't you
No.
say like after we left that like
No, he was
you felt?
fine.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Sorry, but
thinking.
continue. I should like let you
No,
finish.
I don't want to now.
No, he was super responsive, and like our kiddo is addicted to Nightmare Before Christmas, and he started singing. The cashier started singing "This Is Halloween," like that song.
Aw.
Wow, he gave you performance.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, he
Okay.
had
He
a-
was overly friendly. The more we talk about it,
No, he's not over. He's
Sometimes-
just chill. He's not like I think like the Dutch Bros we have. Like those people are like they're like climbing into your car sometimes. Hey, how's it
Yeah.
going, dude?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are you up to today?
But that's
It's
the
like-
thing.
Wait, for
What?
context, for any of our California listeners, Dutch Bros is a coffee
Ah.
chain. that-
Everyone knows what Dutch
I just
Bros
want to verify,
is.
okay?
Oh.
Jeez.
you're the only one in the world that doesn't drink coffee, so.
True.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's a
goodness.
defining factor of Danny is that he doesn't drink coffee,
what I
and
should've
the
said.
rest of us do.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yes,
Um,
continue.
It was overall a waste of time. No, we had some snacks, but yeah.
I have
Go ahead.
my question.
Go ahead.
Because a big plus for us at our Trader Joe's is their like not pastries, but like baked goods section.
Oh, there was none.
Oh, mediocre.
What?
A
Horrible.
couple
Huh?
shelves. That's why I
There
was like,
a few
there's no
muffins,
like
maybe.
baked goods.
Yeah.
Like there's like
I
a few
don't like
pieces of
that.
bread, a few different flavors of
No.
muffins, like
Like,
like
they
we got
have
a
these
small pack of Madeleines or whatever those are called. They're
Madeleines,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
They have these gluten-free
Frustrating.
cinnamon muffins that like even Danny eats because they're so good he doesn't even like know
oh
they're
wow,
gluten-free. Like they taste like coffee cake. They're
It's a
probably
shame.
I mean they're
wow.
not good for you, but like they're
Well,
tasty.
yeah, it was
If I'm
just
eating a cinnamon roll, I've given up a little bit that day.
Danny eats those for breakfast like on the reg,
Yeah, dude, let's
just
go.
cinnamon
Jim, he's
rolls,
getting that gym
Pillsbury.
calories. He needs it.
Got a carb load.
Every
All
day.
right.
and then we got like which is the highlight for me. We got the reusable silicone storage bag. So we got 4 new ones. I was like, hey, I'm happy with this.
Silicone.
Yeah, it's a
They also have
reusable.
really good like canvas ones too that are really cute. I
They
don't
were
know
not
if
there.
yours. What? I hate your Trader
And they
Joe's.
had a single scent of candle.
Yep.
And I
just
was
one.
like, let me sniff this. Taped shut. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not buying a candle
disapprove.
if I
Okay, I
can't
will
sniff
say
it.
I am shocked by how much you guys are able to get at our Trader Joe's in California. We can get like half of the stuff you guys got with.
That's true. For $50, we can get like one cheese and
Oh
like
yeah. We spent $40 out of pocket.
okay,
Oh, okay,
We
okay.
weren't mathing right by any
got
means.
it. The girl math,
So it did
Yeah.
make you spend a
I
little more
grabbed
then.
like 3 coffees. Like there's canned coffees that I get from the other store. I'm like, oh, those are good. So I grabbed 3 of those, and then
Mhm.
it
Nice.
pushed us. And then the silicone bags, they weren't cheap.
The one thing I will say is I ask about the cashier because inevitably at our Trader Joe's, like they're way too friendly for at least for me. Like they literally do ask you like there I saw a tweet one time that was like, is he flirting with me or does he just work at Trader Joe's? And I've never resonated more with a tweet. Like that is so
It's a
true. And
thing.
it's like I don't want to tell you what I'm doing today. It doesn't matter to you. I don't think you actually care. And like I just don't like it. So that's just maybe I'm just antisocial and weird, but
No, I agree.
I will say none of them have ever sang to me before, but
You just gotta tell them that's your favorite movie.
I'm glad you guys went to Trader Joe's. I'm sorry it wasn't up to, the standard, but you'll have to let us know about the barbecue sauce and the maple syrup because I'm on the edge of my seat.
Those could be the saving grace.
Mhm. Mhm. I mean,
Worth
Not
everything they've had is
not really,
good.
but like that would be the only time you guys go there.
Yeah. I want to take you guys there when you visit and you can
Just so
just
we can judge
do
it
a
all.
walkthrough like we did through Danny's old workplace the
Just
one
so I
time.
can yes,
Mhm.
just
I would love
judging
that.
it.
Mm.
Disappointed.
Yes.
Disappointed.
That would be beautiful.
Alrighty.
Wow.
One last question. Was it busy in there? Like, was there actual
Yes.
people there?
Yeah, tons of old people.
Yeah.
Tons of old
Interesting.
people. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't even know. Like, with how long we were in there, like, I'm glad there's like not security because they would have been like thinking we're like staking the place
Like
out. Like,
scoping it
this
out,
is the
Where's the alcohol?
like not buying anything.
Yeah,
That's
we
so
did so many
funny.
laughs. It's like there
You're like,
has to be something
please,
we're
there has to
missing.
be something good somewhere.
I was really flipping.
But
Oh
no,
my
we've got
gosh.
stuff and yeah, we've liked everything we've had so far. Oh, we got also like an Italian soda drink thing.
Ooh,
We haven't opened it yet. It looks good, so we'll let you know.
okay,
But
cool.
man, what else is new? The naked toddler phase is in just full
Oh,
swing. Just the dude stripping all the time.
yeah,
I did
man.
not know
Just
that was a thing.
flash
It's a
stripping.
thing.
That sounds dangerous, especially before they're potty trained, correct?
It has been
Oh
a
my gosh.
nightmare.
Oh no.
Especially if they want to pee for attention. So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
That's a thing too.
Yeah,
Peeing for
Yes.
he's peed
attention.
on books, stuffed animals, floors. I
The
think
dude gets
he's lied to me
attention.
before. He'll go over and like I peed on that. I'm like, I don't think you did. Like he's gaslighting me with the peeing.
Do that to
Oh.
people in my life. I peed on
My
that.
my mom
Coffee
would be like, I was always horrified when people visited because I just have naked kids running around. I was like, that's weird. It's like, well, now I know. They
It
just
is a true
That
thing.
is so interesting. Well, that's good to know.
You can tell them to do it on all your solicitors. Keep them
Okay.
away.
I don't think it would.
just have him say like I peed on that and point to the door handle or the door, and then they just like
Absolutely.
won't touch it.
I mean,
I peed on that.
good tip. We were trying to close the curtains and avoid the door today. That was our technique.
Yeah,
You had
there
some
was.
today.
We suspected
Yeah, they were
because
across
a
the
business
street.
card was handed, and we're like, I'm like, close up shop.
Oh.
Oh my
Right
gosh.
before they even looked this direction.
No one's lived here for 30 years. Don't even come over.
Like a haunted house, you guys need to make it look like.
That's so
Oh.
funny. Wow.
And then he's usually always a dog in public or talking about the Nightmare Before Christmas because he's at an age where he's like friendly. So he'll like go up to someone and they'll be like, hi. And he's like, Night Before Christmas. And they're like, what?
I played off like the night before Christmas book, but no, we all know
Yeah,
it's the
we
Nightmare
all
Before
know.
Christmas, Halloween, Pumpkin King.
Yes, but then
greatness.
like time will pass and then like for example we went to the chiropractor this week and then just like maybe 5 to 10 minutes into waiting he's just on the ground being a dog barking
Yeah.
at people pretending to
Oh.
sniff babies in a cute way just like
Yeah,
little yips
that's
but still, it's
cute.
just like I just don't want any I don't know if we're being annoying or anything because you know there's like or if everyone's just
stop
like
him before he
accepts
rips off
that.
someone's hand.
I feel like everyone accepts it.
I had a nice lady at the chiropractor who like grabbed my hand and was like, "It's okay, I'm a grandma."
Oh, that's cute.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
she probably
sweet.
knows. Like,
yeah.
Everyone wants to be
Oh.
a dog.
He's
Okay.
like, I understand.
what a weird note to add.
Isn't that like a song from the Aristocats?
Everybody wants to be a but that's a cat.
That's a
Yeah,
cat.
we're
Have you
bringing
guys
the
shown him that?
dog version.
Danny hates cats, by the
I
way.
do, yes. As does all my family. Well, no, my brother-in-law actually loves cats to the point where he's adopted multiple, but doesn't have the room for them, so he's storing them
Oh,
somewhere else. So
That's very true. We haven't told you guys about that, but long story short, they've accidentally adopted like 5 cats
just because
And they're
yeah,
all being stored elsewhere.
at
elsewhere,
another
yes.
house. Yes.
Yeah.
Next episode catch up is gonna be marvelous. I'm excited to hear about the cats.
And then we have Last of Us season 2, I think is coming out in April.
Yeah,
Oh,
we watched Body Die. Do
wow.
you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember where we left off, but I have to rewatch like the last episode, but I'm stoked.
We watched all of it. What do you mean? Do you just mean the story?
Yes, like a recap.
okay.
What do
Have
you
you not
Okay,
have you
okay.
not played the game though? Like, shouldn't you know like generic?
I do not remember games that many games. Like I'll play through it. It's a good story, and then I'll just be like, that was a great game.
That was not a good story. Excuse me, sir. That was a great story. It's one of the best stories.
It was a good story.
Well,
I'm
It
not
was
that into
one-
like horror and like not horror, but like like any type of like antsy, scary type games.
It is the best
No.
father-daughter story in any game. Yeah, and I think God of War the remake would be the best father-son story in any game that I can think of.
I
We'll see.
wonder if you'll have a different perspective now, being a dad. Watching it.
Oh,
I
interesting.
do call my
Oh,
boy
yeah.
boy sometimes, like boy, get over here,
Boy.
bring me my axe. Like
He's like, what? Dad, you don't have an axe.
Yeah,
Does the
well,
show
that's small.
end? Sorry, does season 1 end at the end of the game, or
first
is in
game.
the middle?
pretty- it
the
lines up.
first game.
Yeah, it lines
Okay.
up. There's 2 games.
Got it. That makes sense.
So I think Sierra is the only one out of us 4 that doesn't really know what is supposed to happen. Then, right?
I have no idea.
Either
No.
way, we shouldn't say just for like
Well,
spoiler
this is
reasons.
gonna happen. Well,
Don't spoil it for me. For me, the show was simply a show. Like I had nothing to compare it to. So I feel like,
But it was still a good show, right?
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Our boy Pascal
Pedro.
came
Love him.
through.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, well, we can dive into today's topic. So, gaming. Gaming. Sweet gaming. In all of its forms, has a very special ability to bring people together, whether it's over a board game you dig out for family night, a game of volleyball on the beach with your buddies, or even icebreaker games at church. And as I'm sure we're all aware, a very popular one is video games, especially because of online play, as it allows you to connect over vast distances. You can form friendships, build communities, connect with family, long distance friends, you name it. For us Tubbies, it's really our main way of communicating, hanging out, connecting. Since we live in different states and meeting up for coffee isn't necessarily an easy thing to do. And I would say gaming, it's literally the foundation to our friendship. And really thinking about it, it started with Trevor and Danny gaming when you guys were just teenagers, young men. I don't think you guys had even met yet, right?
No.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you guys were like the forefathers. Without you, there'd be no Tubbies today.
Ah,
The
thanks,
founding
Tubbie.
father.
Thank you. So I guess to like kick us off, how was it? How was it meeting / bonding over gaming compared to in person? And like, how did it affect the official in person meeting?
Well, I'll start off. Originally, it was my first year in college, um, and I didn't really know too many people at the college I was going to. I actually roomed with one friend, but besides that, I knew no one else. So we had both liked playing a couple of games, but the original one was League of Legends, which is it's a 5 versus 5 game where 30-minute length type. It's a MOBA, right, Trevor? Can't remember
Oh
what
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what's-
MOBA. I mean, if you don't know what League of Legends is,
Yeah.
we
the most
we're
relaxed
gonna
Well, your
have that on
girl over here
separate
does
topic.
not know, so
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
You've seen Arcane though, right? You've watched Arcane?
absolutely, yeah.
That's
Just
based
like
off
I
League of
watched The Last of
Legends.
Us. I
Yes.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, but I don't
Great
actually know the
point.
games.
Oh,
I just
okay.
know these shows.
It's basically like where you'll go through the game. It's one base versus another base, and there's like waves of minions
I kind
that
of
keep
have
going.
I've visually seen it and it just looks like chaos, but I think I kind of know what you're doing. You just battle to protect your like tower, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when everyone
Okay.
clicks R, it's just you don't know what's happening. It's similar to Overwatch when everyone uses the alts.
It
You don't
literally
know. Yeah.
looks like just pure chaos, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Does and everything though.
You loved it. So
Correct. So I remember playing the game, and then one of my other roommates, because I had 4 roommates, 3 roommates, excuse me. One of my other roommates, Trevor's brother, actually played the game as well. So we were just like messing around one day playing, and Trevor's brother asked if Trevor could join because we needed another player to join, and I was like, oh man, does he suck? I was really worried because I didn't want to have to carry someone else because I was already carrying these other 2 fools who were my roommates.
It's yeah.
My Asian genes obviously were coming
Uh-huh.
through. But I remember the first time meeting Trevor, I was like, okay, he's all right. He's not too bad. I was decently impressed.
When you're
And
13 and 14, you don't really care. Like 13, 14-year-old, we don't really care about like the other person yet. If
No,
they're good at
absolutely
the
not.
game, though, like then you start. Like that's the end, right?
That's
like,
that's where I
Wow.
was
I
like,
felt the
wow,
same
we
way.
may
I
have
was
a
like,
connection.
these guys are trash. Like, okay, this
Oh
one
my
guy, Danny,
gosh.
One guy.
he's okay.
I love them.
Oh.
Oh, keep going.
Now, I mean, to be fair, they weren't that bad, but like I was like I was excited for someone else to be like understanding of the pains
Wow.
of losing.
Of being a genius, not everyone understands that level of
Yeah.
skill.
Well, no, I was a sore loser back then, like really bad.
back
So
then.
it
Back
was
then.
winning was very
Back
important.
then.
How you have
No, just
grown.
kidding. No, you have. You
How
have.
I have changed.
So my side of the story, right? I think I'm younger than Danny, so I was a little younger. I think I might have been 13 at the time. But I was going to like a private school at the time and I needed a laptop. So my parents got me like this Gateway laptop, which if you know anything about laptops, Gateway isn't going to be a great gaming laptop. So yeah, I'm trying out all these games and League of Legends was just free at the time and worked on our horrible internet that we had, and so it was about the only thing we played. But like, yeah, it was almost my memory's bad, but like it was every game we played, we just did better at than I mean, I would say we're not like pro gamers, but we're above average in most of the games we play. So I think we really bonded off that. But like Danny said, he was very tilting. So one of the things I remember is when Danny would rage quit, man, it almost made me sad because I'm one of the people that like never give up, never surrender. You know, like I'm on
No.
her. Like
Let's
just
Go down with the ship.
let's explain the term rage quit as well, because I
Yeah.
think that
We're walking you
rage
through it.
quitting, in case
Yeah.
anyone does not know, is basically when you just like get a little frustrated, just want to, end the night early,
And the pain.
So rage quitting means he's gone. He's just
You
You
basically
just leave. You just ghost them.
You well, no. Sometimes I would hit the power button. Sometimes I would pretend the
my
power went out, or my Wi-Fi went down, but I didn't think about it. But the people playing the next door didn't happen, so it
Yeah.
wasn't a good excuse.
That's also, I will insert here, like, simply you just cannot rage quit anymore because we're just in the same room. So,
Yes.
like, if you
There you
left,
go.
they could just still hear you. So,
just still there.
But I would get
like,
so.
Danny's like, oh, our Wi-Fi went out, and I'm just like still online.
So anyways, that hurt me, buddy. That hurt me, brother.
That's so
that
sad.
because he would like sometimes I would text him and he wouldn't reply. And
Especially
that
when you're
is, like,
young, like you're like 14 and you're like
Aw.
bestie.
he was like at that time my only
Well,
guy.
we weren't like
I had
besties yet. We weren't besties
But
yet.
I
we
have a
weren't besties
question,
yet.
Trevor, because Danny was older than you in college. Like, did you think that he was like really cool or no?
Mm.
I'm I don't know if I thought Danny was cooler back then. I was never really into parkour, and he was huge into parkour back then. And so
Yeah.
That's
like
funny.
sometimes
I
he
forgot
would
that you knew that.
she like would choose parkour over me. I think I looked up to him a little bit.
So
I
sad.
like probably a
Aw.
little bit like that. So like I do remember just feeling, and so like, oh, this isn't gonna be like specifics, it'll be like me feeling like I remember just feeling close with Danny because we would consistently stay up till the wee hours of the morning
Oh
playing.
man.
And
Yeah.
like I never had anyone else really do that with me like consistently. So like that
Aw.
was really
Sweet.
cool. And
So that
like,
was tragic when he would peace out. Just
yeah,
all of a sudden.
it was
You're in it,
yeah.
man. And he's
Yeah.
just like, I can't.
It's not
I'm
fun playing by
gone.
yourself on those games. Yeah.
Oh. So sad.
It's funny because I kind of was the opposite. Like I didn't really think about it too much. Like I was. A good way to describe it is I don't know if everyone knows, but like the show Love Is Blind, where they like date people without seeing them.
Yeah.
It's a very similar experience. Like I like when you're playing games with people, and this is why it's easy to like trash talk and be toxic online, is because you don't see them, you don't know them. So
Mm.
me,
Yeah.
Trevor was just a faceless, bodiless, like lump. I don't know. Like he wasn't like he,
Wow.
Kenny.
he was like a person, but like it was like I couldn't put a face to the I didn't even look him up. Like I remember not like I just remember
Wow.
but I knew his brother, so I was like,
It
okay, he
really
must look
was Love Is
something like his
Blind.
brother. So that was like my only reference to go off of. But I knew he was younger, so I was like, eh, it's fine. He'll get over it. He'll forget about it.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's sad. When did you actually like become like, so gaming obviously was a foundation, but at that point you were just each other's, like you were using each other to win basically. So like
Well, it
when
was
did you start like becoming close as like actual friends?
I will say for me personally, it was like Trevor said, we would end up staying up and playing later than everyone else.
Okay.
Right.
We were the last two on.
So in my dorm room, there's 3 other people. We had convinced everyone else to play with us,
Mhm.
even the third one who was like not a nerd at all. And they, were like they ranged in various of like skills and like stuff that they were playing on. Some of them were playing on like literally probably similar to what Trevor was.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
but most of them would go to bed decently early because as a college student with classes in the morning, that's what you think you would do. So when Trevor and I
But
bonded
not
more,
Danny.
when Trevor and I
was
bonded
committed.
more so over was like at nighttime, and that's like after
Yeah,
playing a certain
okay.
amount of nighttime games, we would just get closer and closer because in League of Legends specifically, we used to play the bot lane, which is a specific area in the map or the game where you'd have 2 people working together constantly, like throughout the
Got it.
whole time. So we were
Okay.
always working together.
Yeah, it was like the only pair in the game. Like that's your closest ally, and so we'd play that together.
Got it.
Yeah, you guys just really went through it thick and thin.
Again, like I think we did talk, and I don't, and like that's when we started talking. I think a little bit more. Like we didn't, I don't know how many deep conversations we really had until maybe after we met in person, but like we started to at least talk. I think a little bit in those late nights. I just can't remember if it was strictly games or like what. Do you recall anything we might have talked about?
It was mostly games. When you're talking in a game, it's funny, and some people may understand, but like you can say so many different things in the game, but most of the time you're focused on the game, and unless you're in between games, it's hard to really, if you care about winning, and you're a little competitive like I am, it's hard to actually have a conversation mid-game and pay attention to the conversation. So I think I was really tired most of the time after playing with Trevor, and I would fall asleep early. It was like late, like 2, 3 sometimes.
Early. Not late anymore.
No,
Oh my God.
no.
The next day.
So I don't think we talked like too in depth for like the first maybe even like almost like
It
a
was
year,
over
6 months to a
I
year.
think,
Yeah.
before we really started getting to actually even know each other.
That is so weird to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine spending that much time with someone. It's the classic thing of like when your husband goes like to play golf with the guys or whatever, and they come back and you're like, "Oh, how's their wife?" And they're like, "I don't know."
No idea.
I don't know.
And like
idea.
it's like so different than like I feel like generally how girls communicate. But eventually you did end up
We talked
getting
about
closer.
soccer, I think, a few times. Like we
Right,
started,
because
we
that was
just shared too.
another interest and thing that we
Yeah.
both liked.
Yes, very
So.
cool.
But it's funny because like we were still pretty close. Like I relied on him a lot for like winning the games, obviously, and like that's what I spent a lot of my free time with. So
Right.
like even though we weren't super in depth, like we were still like pretty close. And like
You were
I remember,
bros.
talking with his brother about going up to visit for the first time, and I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to see your brother when I go up. Like
Yeah.
I just remember that. So
Do you guys
Yep.
remember how your like first official in-person
man,
meeting
I'm trying to
was,
think.
and like the
The reveal, the big
expectations,
reveal.
like the reality?
You remember that trip a lot, Danny? Like I remember parts of it.
I don't remember meeting you very beginning. Like
No.
He's
I remember,
like
like you
faceless,
said, I remember
bodiless
parts of the
lump.
trip, but
Like the initial thought, bro. I don't know. Like I think we finally met when I was like, what was it, junior year for me in high school, or was I a senior? I don't remember. to be
no,
honest.
it was when you were junior.
That is
My
crazy to
only
me.
initial reaction when I first met Trevor was, oh, he's a little taller than I thought.
I remember that. I think you even shared that too. Like
Nice.
Trevor is like the tallest, if not all of his family, like majority of it.
Right, like I do
Yeah.
not know where you got your height from. So I was like, oh, that's not what I expected.
the Viking.
That's like
gene.
the Love Is Blind. I was like, oh, okay, I got a little lucky. I was like, I'm not just friends with a dwarf.
Oh, oh my
You
god!
can't. Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well,
What do you remember?
I think the first trip you were out here, League of Legends, we played a lot of League of Legends when he visited because like we can play in person and right next to each other. So it was, the game mode was called Doombots, and it was designed to be unbeatable. So you go against like non-actual player people, like AI controlled people. And they had just ridiculous abilities. Like think of like your normal ability of like maybe shooting a fireball, and instead of shooting one fireball, that character would now shoot like 10 in all directions, and they'd be
super
homing.
strong.
And
Wow.
I don't know when we started. It might have been like at 10, 11 at night. We played till we won, and it took
It was hours
all
and hours.
night.
I feel like
the
you would
sun
still be
came
like that if you could. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, the sun
It was
is
it was
rising.
it was a grind, but we were committed.
You came out men
I mean,
after
that's a
We were
bonding
men.
experience.
Yes, it
That
was.
truly
it was
is.
grueling.
Like you
Trauma
remember it
bonding.
to this day. Yeah,
was the
exactly.
perfect
trauma
timing.
bonding.
Trauma
Yes,
bonding. Yes.
that.
Exactly.
If anyone takes anything away from this episode, it's the trauma bonding.
We're like, gaming brings you together in toxic
Highly
ways. I'm just kidding.
recommend.
No, that
Go through
wasn't
a lot of
toxic.
crap.
No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That
I mean,
is
maybe
very
staying
cool.
up that late was a little toxic, but
You're very committed.
We
yes.
were, and we tried so many different strategies. We were really thinking. We broke it down like spreadsheet style. Like we were trying every possible
Oh,
way, and then we finally
gosh.
just said, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna go with what we want to play, and that's what worked.
It
Follow
worked
your
because we were
heart.
good at it.
Absolutely.
We just relaxed and then beat it, and then
Yep.
we literally
Oh.
It's
there was
all
like a pull-out
mental,
bed,
Yeah.
and we both went to bed in the pull-out bed.
Oh, I
Really
love this.
fun. I know. I've never heard this story.
I mean, we went to bed at like 5 in the morning, but like, yeah, we went to bed.
Everyone's
At
getting
that
up,
point, you
making
don't care.
breakfast.
Yeah, the coffee pot starts like brewing on the
Oh.
I didn't
automatic
like
setting.
coffee at that
Good night.
time. I didn't like coffee at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's another episode. How did you get converted to coffee?
So I think that from there, like after we met in person, I think we did actually having more deeper conversations in gaming with just each other, because we got a feel for like what was important for each other. We started becoming more like brothers at that point, I would say. And
Well, we also did play different games too,
Yeah.
which like helped with like, mixing it up a little bit. Like we would have to talk about different things besides just, oh, who are you
Keeping
playing today?
the spice alive.
Keep me
in the
alive.
You don't want the
relationship.
same date every night. You gotta change up
Right.
where you're going.
Mix it
Yeah.
up.
yeah. Yeah.
So what did you play next? Like, do you remember or no?
I'll pass this one off to you, Trevor. I don't remember too
we had a
much.
bit of a phase of killing floor in there.
Which is like a very like zombie,
It's a zombie shooty game.
Very
Yeah.
intense, gory,
Very-
right?
Yeah.
quick
it's-
pace.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think, did we play a little bit of Counter-Strike, or was that more me? Because I played Counter-Strike a lot.
I played Counter-Strike. I played CS a
So
lot.
I think we played Counter-Strike for a bit there. We honestly flash forward until I got to college, and maybe a few emotional times there, but Overwatch, baby.
Oh
We
gosh.
played so much of that.
OG
baby.
Overwatch.
That was like the
OG
phase
when it
1 of your
launched.
Overwatch
Yeah.
experience.
We
Mhm.
played
Which
a lot
we
of
were
that.
Kennedy and I were not involved
You know
in
what's
phase
ironic though? I
1.
looked back on it, and we've actually played more now than Trevor and I
Oh
played back
my
then. And I
gosh.
remember like
What?
grinding it
That's-
with
yeah.
Trevor. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Oh my
We played a
gosh.
Minecraft too, was in there for a bit. We did some Minecraft.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to share a quick, because it falls into the same timeline. Because, it was in college. Yeah, a late night of gaming. Trevor's on with Danny, and I'm like passing out on the couch. And it's like, yeah, well into the late night, early morning or something. And I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm like rising from my nap times couch slumber. And like, it just sounds like a very like intimate, just like, hey, I miss you, man. Like, this is so much fun. And Trevor is just like, there's just emotion like in his voice, and he's just like, I love you, man. And it's just like, what is going on? But it was so sweet, but it was just like, wake up, and he's just like, I love you, man. And
Yeah.
What
like,
happened?
We're just playing a game.
we just won one match. It was like a night of losing, and we finally won.
Oh my gosh.
it wasn't
Oh.
like a casual like, I love you, man. It was just like there was something was being
A deep
they went through
moment.
some stuff.
It's
I'm
wild to think that
sure.
that's how our like relationship started. It was through gaming just for so long.
Yeah.
Because it has really like blossomed, if you will, into like just a friendship that I don't even like. Yes, there's times where I've called Danny and needed to talk, and vice versa. And it's wild to think that it just started because we just enjoyed each other's company. We both were good at something, and we would both just stay up late.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
here's a question. Like, do you guys think you would have continued playing together or as much if, like, let's say you're both obviously good at the game, but like the personalities don't vibe? Like, you guys just nothing in common, don't have an interest in each other, but you're both really good at the game. Like, what would have that looked like instead?
No,
Yeah, it's a
I'm
no.
sure Trevor can relate because I mean, like sometimes, like I mean, you've played with like people who are good a lot, and like just because someone's good doesn't mean that you're gonna play with them that much.
I like if we're talking about like how you make friendships and stuff. I've streamed outside of this podcast, and I've played on a couple of teams that were like very like trying to be competitive in a scene, and we never got there. But so I played with some really good people that can't carry a real or just a friendship.
Mhm.
or anything like that. So I would almost say like the personality kind of somewhat, now that I'm a little older, weighs more than just that initial, are you good at this game?
Right. Which makes sense as you get older and mature and stuff, but
Yeah, it also depends on what games you're playing. Like if it's something not competitive, of course you don't really care too much if they're good or not.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's funnier if they're not good because then you laugh at like all the fails
well,
they do.
I will say that's probably what happened when I first started playing was all of you guys just like sort of laughing at me, but also with me because I don't know, but I don't know if we're there in the story yet, but
Well,
We got Kennedy in the picture now, right?
correct.
yeah,
Yeah,
Kennedy arrived on the scene before me, so you go first.
well, can you tell us a little bit about your like history with gaming and like
Yes.
all that?
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, I definitely grew up in a gaming household. Yeah, had an older brother and then geez, 4 older sisters, but yeah, heavily into gaming. Like even I think my parents played too. Like there was like Aladdin games they played,
That's
a
so
big one.
cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Like I remember my dad played this game called Turok, which like you're a dude with like I think you have guns, but you've got bow and arrows and like there's like lizard people and dinosaurs and stuff like that. Like
Wow.
he was playing games like so yeah, but like a big a major game we grew up on was The Legend of Zelda and like, yeah, I just remember watching my older siblings play it all the time. It's just this high fantasy game with epic fights. And like, I was just like, that's so cool. And I remember, yeah, since I was young, I just wanted to be like my siblings. So I wanted to play those games. And I was only like 5 at the time. And yeah, so that like started my love for it. And it just, yeah, once I was finally old enough to play, I just never stopped in a sense. I'm not like a hardcore gamer. And I'm definitely not like into the competitive scene like Trevor and Danny. I
Wait
like
a second. Because your Smash Bro, like this was
that's not
really cool.
competitive. That
It
I'm saying competitive like I have a competitive personality. Not I'm saying competitive in the sense like I'm playing online with other people. I'm terrified of playing online. Like the bravest I got was playing Rocket League, which is the cars with the giant soccer ball. I
Yes.
played online a few matches and then quit because people were too toxic.
It's a horrible
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
The Wild
That's
West
fair.
out there.
That's what I mean. So yeah, so I'm more of the couch play. Like I like to chill out on the couch,
Right.
controller all the way. I will never be on mouse and keyboard. Absolutely not.
It hurts my soul.
Yeah, just in it with an RPG. I love the story. I love fantasy, but that's like my history. But I sincerely do not remember the first time. I don't even remember, Trevor, the first game we played together, and I know
Smash Bros, I'm
we
pretty sure.
played a game with Danny or games or something because I know I talked to him before I saw him in person because I had an opinion of him already. So I know we
Oh,
met
no.
What did we
online.
play together?
I think we started with Borderlands 2, which is like a RPG shooter game. I feel like
So
that was
good.
something that we played through
Got it. A loot
a
shooter.
lot. We like a looter
Okay.
shooter. We played through a lot there. Because it was easy for controller and keyboard combination. I'd really have to look at like my library of games to see. Because yeah, you came into the picture. I mean, we played like Among Us together too for a bit.
Oh,
'Cause,
that
yeah.
Among Us was later. That's
Oh,
like,
that's
way-
much
that was way
later.
later.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't play Left 4 Dead? Did
mm-mm.
Not with
you?
us.
You
No,
didn't play
no,
Payday?
No,
no,
not with us.
no.
Those are and
I don't
Boulder
know.
or not Boulder, Borderlands. Those are some of the
I think it was
only
I
Borderlands
think it was
then.
Borderlands.
older games. I don't
Wow.
remember playing anything else.
Yeah, Trevor and I, we did Diablo, Minecraft, I think, and then obviously Smash
We
Bros.
did Trine a bit.
You and me?
Yeah, I think you and me,
Just
didn't we?
us? We started the Trine trend?
No,
Wait,
The very first one.
maybe we
Danny was there.
did.
Danny was there with us, I
He
believe. I think it was us
was.
three.
Very
I
first
know.
one.
Yeah. Wild to
Interesting.
think, because that's a
Cool.
fun game. Kennedy, Danny, how did you guys meet? Like in person?
I it it was his first trip out, Danny's. So he's like shacking up at your guys' place.
Oh, was it
your
the
So
first?
this was
It was the
Yeah.
this was
second, I
the
thought.
trip when you stayed up till 5 a.m.
Was it the same?
He had never been up because this.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was the first.
I don't think. I
Right?
think it was up once because Danny was still very nerdy when I think he first came up.
Nerdy. What do you mean? Danny wasn't like cool and suave when
I don't
I
want to
first met
expose
him.
Danny, but this pre-glasses Danny.
This
No,
was
this is
no.
glasses, Danny.
Yeah, his is glasses.
Wow,
Oh,
This is
geez.
glasses, Danny, and he did not.
that's special.
It might have been with
Maybe
Kennedy.
it was the
Maybe-
first time then, because
Yeah.
I don't think I wore glasses after the first. I got contacts after that.
No, because I think the first time didn't you, my brother, and I like jump in the water up where
Yeah, we
at?
went like hiking and like.
I don't think Kennedy was in the picture. If she was more of a like
A thought.
like a thought, like a rumor, like, hey, there's this cute girl that I'm interested in, right? I don't.
And a faceless lump,
Well,
if you
it's
will.
also
Yeah.
there you go. It's also possible that maybe I had a job or school, so I couldn't hang out with you guys all the time. Like I
Yeah.
also had a life.
Yeah.
I had a job or
No,
something.
that's right. We weren't always living together with two kids.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
All right.
listen. Either way, whether it was the first or second time, what do you remember, Kennedy? Because you probably have one of the most accurate memory of this, apparently.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is walking in. I'm like, I think I was excited. I think Danny was in the living room. I just walk in
Oh no.
and I think I say like, "Hey, Danny," or something, and like just a very just like a "hey" response, and I was just like, "This guy's lame." He was just
Lame.
quiet, sitting on the couch,
No.
not very
When
friendly.
I
the
remember
real
this
truth.
now.
And then like, "Hey, like we've kind of met," and he's just like, "Hey,"
He's like,
and
"Hey,
then just nothing.
listen, the
was
real
just like, this
truth
guy's
is that
lame.
Danny was just awkward around all girls.
Yes.
All
Yes. No, I
females.
know now. But
Yeah.
like I didn't. I had
Or
none
Kennedy.
of that. I had like Trevor didn't like
No
prep me or
context,
anything.
yeah.
No.
Well, Danny's probably not going around to his bros like, "Hey, I'm so awkward around girls." Like, by the way.
That
Well, I think
fair point.
if we did meet then, like it was that pretty early on for you guys too?
Oh yeah, I would have been.
Like I
17
don't want to
or
mess things up for Trevor. I don't want to like
Oh,
scare
yeah.
you away,
Saying
be
hi
like,
too
"What's
loudly.
up? Look how weird I am."
I mean,
Danny's like, "Act normal, act normal."
Don't act weird. Hey.
Oh.
what
Hey.
up, homie?
That's
What-
literally all I remember. I'm
That's
sure we played
so
a board
funny.
game. Like we might have
We must have
hiked.
played Catan or something.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I
god.
mean,
I'm sure
that's
we
like
did.
all that you guys play, isn't it?
That's trauma. I have not bonded through
Seriously.
anyone with that game.
Oh gosh.
That's literally all I remember. And then yeah, so I really like got to know Danny through gaming cuz like how many times have I actually seen you in person? So that time
Concert.
This is gonna be wild for our
like
listeners.
5 6, yeah, cuz we
That
got to
is
think wedding,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
6 times. 6 have I think I've only seen him in person 6 or 7 times.
No, you've come
7
here
times.
twice only? Oh yeah.
I think only twice.
Twice.
Oh, because we've gone there once as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, so
yeah. So I've
7.
gone up 3 times.
I've only
No,
I've only
Danny, you've
seen
gone up 4 times because there was the one visit, then the concert, then my
the
wedding.
concert,
The
8
wedding,
times.
and then
2
Two
weddings. It might be
weddings.
8.
4 times. Okay, so yeah, 4 times.
3
in total.
weddings cuz our wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
And then you've got 2 friend weddings.
Yep.
I think 8 times.
Okay.
That's
Still,
The
a
2
decent
visits.
amount, but
Wait, 2
8
visits.
times.
in person
8
is
times. And that's
not
me
a
included
lot.
as well.
Yeah.
And some of
And
those were
and-
super brief. Like the concert was
Correct.
like hours. We saw him for hours and we're
Correct.
gone
So
the next day.
just for some clarity, like in total amount of time that we've seen each other in person, a week, 2 weeks at most,
Probably
maybe
2 weeks. Probably less than 2 weeks.
less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
Barely over a week. Barely
Yeah.
over a week.
Let's see.
That's not true. Maybe okay, definitely less than a month because your trip out here, the first one was long, you guys.
We had
It
2
was
plus
like
weeks at there. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
it was like-
yeah.
Right.
I'm just counting the
So-
like the actual like not like the actual day. So yes,
like
maybe
hanging out. Yeah,
yes, like the actual yeah.
that's fair.
Still wild.
Not a lot of
But
time for
still,
like best
yeah.
friends, basically.
Mhm.
So, gaming really is like the glue that keeps the squad going.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sarah, when did you come into the picture
Yeah,
in
what
terms
was
of the
it
gaming
like?
I am so curious for this.
Yeah, I want to hear like coming into the gaming world because
Okay,
you
yeah.
weren't in any type of gaming world
You
at
have
the
the
time.
outside
I was not.
perspective.
I grew up in a household very opposite to Kennedy, where I'm an only child. First of all, that's opposite as well. But I was
Everyone.
raised like gaming is like bad. Like video games are a waste of time. Like we did not have a TV physically in our home for till I was like 15.
Nuts.
So we didn't have a computer even. I think we had
Oh my
like
gosh,
a
I didn't know that.
desktop computer. We got like a really old one, but I didn't game on it at all. And then we got one when I was maybe like 12. But yeah, up until then,
Jeez.
nothing. And so when we got that computer, I did do some gaming. Like, I mean, guys, it was not gaming, okay? Like, I played like the
Chess.
Flash games on like DisneyChannel.com. Like, that was like the best.
I haven't even played those
time.
I don't
games.
Like,
know.
What are those? Hold
There
on,
was
Disney
okay.
Channel Flash games?
Trying to think like there was what it was like the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, like
Oh,
cause
Zack and
mayhem
Cody's
in the
Tips in
hotel or
Trouble?
something like that. Yes,
you're doing
exactly.
it wrong.
Yes.
Oh
So,
my
and then I
gosh.
also, was big into Club Penguin, which obviously is not a game, but that's the closest I got. Like, but even that, like, I got in trouble for like playing Club Penguin. Like, it was like not a thing.
Oh.
I did the one like foray into gaming that I had was these like Nancy Drew games where like
Oh
they
my
were
goodness.
you got them on like a CD and it was like a mystery game and there's like a whole community that like loves them to this day. So, but like I only played a few. I wasn't like hardcore, but they were like puzzle games and like again, like I just got very like impatient with the puzzles. I would just like look up how to do it. Like I was not like good at the games. And so when I started dating Danny, like I had no idea. Like I just simply didn't know anything. I didn't know that online gaming was a thing. I didn't know you could like talk to people. Like I thought I had the stereotype of video games where like you're alone, like in the dark, wasting
Oh.
your time, like is what like
Yeah.
I thought it was. Like
Like no social.
Dang.
and so like I was like shocked in a good way to find out that it was very social. And like that's a lot of reason why Danny played was like he
Mm.
did not play a lot by himself really, which was interesting to me. So yeah, and then he convinced me to well, I mean he wanted me to meet you guys. So I remember like our first I think we had like a Discord call or like a
Yeah.
video call maybe and like
Mm.
meeting you guys. We didn't play anything that time, but then shortly after that we started playing like little games like Ultimate Chicken Horse and like
Oh
like easy
yeah.
game because I had no experience. Like I couldn't even like navigate a map and like or anything. Like I didn't know. And speaking of controllers, like I still couldn't use a controller to this day. So it's a good thing that that's not
So
the
wild.
acceptable way. I mean, of course, I have played Mario Kart in my life. That's something that all girls I feel have done. And they say, yes, I game, but it's like Mario Kart. That's it.
Just
Smash Bros
dance.
a little bit.
I play Smash Bros. In the sense that I just press every button and hope that
Yes.
it goes well for me. And
That's how my
sometimes it
games go
actually
too.
does.
Sometimes it does.
But I don't understand the game still. Like I don't know what it is. Like what I'm trying to do really except knock people off, which I guess really is all it is. But yeah, it was very pleasantly surprised once I still obviously I would say skill wise I'm probably still like the lowest of the group, but I also think it's because of just like I I don't have a competitive personality at all. So like when Danny would get
Mm.
like upset about losing, like sometimes I'd be like so confused. Like I'd be like, "Wait, you're like actually like seriously mad?" Like it would like ruin his day or like put him in a bad mood and I'm like,
Yeah, put me in a bad mood. Ruined my
"What is
day. But
happening?" Like
Oh my
like that
gosh.
concept to me was like so foreign, which like I do understand more now cuz like yeah, it's like I definitely have come around. I don't think it's a waste of time anymore. Yeah, it definitely opened my eyes to a whole world. And I definitely respect it, even if I'm not the best at it.
You don't have
Um,
decades of
Yeah.
gaming. It's
that's true.
okay.
Like actual
Literal
training
decades.
I
that
will
we
say,
put
I feel
ourselves
like
through.
listen, we do play Overwatch. Well, I mean, we haven't in a while, but we did play a lot of Overwatch, and I do have one character that I play, and that's all I
Mhm.
play. But I will say, I do feel like I do keep up with you guys at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Brazzy with the res.
Razzie with the
Absolutely.
res. I'm a Mercy main. I'm outing
Since
myself, okay? Just don't judge me.
Like sincerely, there's been times I think probably for all of us, it'll be like, dang, like she got that. Like
Just
Like
casually.
actual joy.
It's because I just YOLO and just go in when I probably shouldn't. Trevor's like, "What are you doing? What? Don't res that."
There was one time she muted me, and like I was
by accident.
easily like I could easily be brought back to life, and I'm like, please, please, please. Like, and then Danny had to like look over in real life and like, why are you not resing him? Like, we all thought she was mad at me.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, I didn't hear him.
Like you were muted or something. I don't know what happened, but like I did not know that that was going
Oh
on.
my gosh.
But yes, that was truly a mistake.
You know what's impressive though is that we threw you into a few games. Like, yeah, we started out with Chicken Horse and Trine and stuff like
That's
that.
true. There was like
You
a
got like motion sick. You had no experience. You would
yeah,
get, and that was like a
dude,
Right.
struggle to find what games would be
true.
easy to
Mhm.
play. But like, I felt bad. I'm like, oh man, I really enjoy playing
Yes.
with her.
Dude, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. That's how like inexperienced I was. Like my body was like, "What is happening?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?" But I mean, I do think that's still like kind of just a thing. Like every new game we play, I do have to kind of get used to it, like motion sickness wise. But then
Interesting.
after a while, it like I'm fine. Like when we first started playing Back for Blood,
Oh
there were certain
yeah.
levels that I couldn't do.
I remember
Mhm.
that.
And
The
then we
fog
played
was a
them
big
so
one.
much. Yeah, we played them so much that I think my like muscle memory just knew that like it was fine. But yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, but I do think there was like a drop off or like I don't know how to explain it like not a drop off but like like we started off so simple with like chicken horse. I think we even played
Mhm.
like Pictionary at one point, like just
Yes.
very easy. And then we were like all of a sudden like, all right, now this is your AK-47. Like I was like, huh? Like
Yeah, did we get
what?
into Back for Blood? Was that our first or was it Trine?
It
What
was
was our
Back for
first?
Blood.
Was that for
We
blood?
did Trine, but Black for Blood was the first one, and I was like,
Okay.
how do you equip something?
Yeah.
What is aim down sights? Like I was like, what is going on? Like it was crazy.
There's no pausing in that game, so like that's a tough game to
Mm-mm.
like. Here you
True.
are.
Sierra just thrown
Yeah.
to the
And then
wolves.
like you guys would be like, ping this, ping. I'm like, what does that mean? Like I don't know what
You
pinging
don't even know the
is. Like yeah, I
terminology.
didn't know the terms. It
She would
was
get lost sometimes in the level, and we'd have to like go
ah
find her.
so true.
Oh
Like
man.
it was it was rough out there, but here we are.
Yeah.
Very connected because of games.
Why, I guess, I know we kind of acknowledged the trauma bonding, but just like, why is that something like we do to hang out versus like hopping on like FaceTime or like just a call to like catch up? Like, we also like do that in game and like still have conversations on top of that. Like, we're still sharing stories or like we don't catch up and then we just game and like that's it. Like, we're still talking and just having a good time or like we've had just some like I think like some more intimate or deeper talks like in the middle of gaming too.
Totally. Yeah.
What is it about gaming that like brings that out, do we think?
I think for me, I think at first, I think the gaming was really helpful because like it helped me get to know you guys without it being awkward. So like if there was
Mhm.
ever like something not to talk about, but as far as like getting deep, like I don't know. I kind of feels like part of it is just staying up so late. Like I don't know, like you're just kind
That's
of
so
like
funny.
it's like when you go to a sleepover and like it's like 2 a.m. and you're like
Mm.
everything just
That's a
comes out.
great analogy.
Like that's kind of how it feels.
Yes.
And like if someone asks a deep question, you're not gonna be like, I don't want to talk about that. Like it like opens up the door and you're like, oh, I'll answer it, and then you feel closer because you're like, oh wow, they actually like answered that and like shared
Mhm.
that. But then again, also like if it ever were to get awkward, we could just like go back to the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're at the point now where that doesn't really happen,
I
but
don't think we could get awkward
I don't
with
think
each
so
other.
either. Not at this point, but it's a good like it makes everyone feel comfortable. And I also think there's like a common goal that you're all trying to do. So
Mhm.
it makes you feel closer. But I don't know, does anyone else have any theories?
I loved your late night theory because I was gonna
Yeah.
second that because like you get to a certain point like where you're just tired and you're like, you know what, this I just want to know this question and like you just don't
Mhm.
care.
Yeah, totally. The filter goes away.
Yeah, the barriers come down. You're just like you're in your PJs, you're comfy with your snacks, or at least I am. And it's just
Oh yeah.
like you'd like take your shot almost. It's like maybe it'll be too far, maybe it won't. And then like
Right.
as soon as like that first deep or like personal or awkward question is answered, then it's just like the gates open. It's just like anything's game.
Yes.
I might have a theory too, and this might be far fetched. So just like listen for a second. The games we play, we rely on each other to win.
Mhm.
There's not a
Yeah.
game where any one of us, I mean, maybe in Overwatch, like can do a really cool move, but no, generally speaking, we rely on each one of the games that we play to even complete the level sometimes. Like you can't do it without them. So
Yeah.
like that is
Mhm.
like maybe like a subconscious thing. Like they're like, well, I have to rely on these. These are like my brothers. Like,
Yeah.
like I
Like
have to
in
rely on them
Oh
to
yes,
combat.
my
live and
Yeah.
brother
the
Kennedy.
combat. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why you also get comfortable with each other because like you're also like, yeah, I need these people to beat
Mhm.
Yeah.
this.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't
nothing
know.
matters. Like your age doesn't matter. Yeah, where you live, what you're wearing, what's going on in
Right.
your life. You guys are just there for the shared experience. And
Yeah.
well, thinking about it, like it's really the only way you can like in a sense physically do something together without being right next to that person. So like granted it is all on the computer, but it almost like satisfy that like we're physically doing something together, like the same as like going on a hike or like some adventure, like
Like
Yeah.
we're
hanging out,
doing
yeah.
gaming
Mhm.
together. So it's like it just feels like we're all there together. Like it feels like you guys are in the same room in a sense. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally think like again, like going back to my Love is Blind analogy, like initially, like it's easier to get to know someone. Like it's not as at first it maybe seem a little awkward to people if it's new, they've never done it before, but like
Mhm.
it's easier to talk to someone and ask them questions if you're like, well, I know what they look like. Like I'm not gonna like you're not
Mhm.
judging them, you're not like
Yeah.
it's kind of like you're free to like like you said, Kenny, like shoot your shot, you're just like, well,
Mhm.
why not? It's like I don't
Yeah.
really know this person too much, or like, you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
I also think like interestingly being long distance friends but then still spending so much time together also is like bonding, which happens because we game so much. Like I don't know, like gaming is how we connect and how we hang out. Like
Mhm.
it's like we get deep because we can talk about things in our lives that you guys are removed from. And like
Mm,
same for
Mm.
from you guys, like you can be like, oh, this thing happened or this is
exactly.
going
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah.
but like it's totally removed, so like it's just like we can vent a little bit maybe about something
Yeah.
or something like that, which also I think brings you closer. Um, but I think specifically with gaming too, like it always gives you something fresh and new to talk about or to do together.
Mhm.
Like I also like have a couple of long distance friends that like it's hard to keep up or like keep like because you can
Aw.
have like one FaceTime for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but then it's like okay, you've kind of caught up with like everything that you can say, like whereas with gaming, it's like okay, now let's dive into this, and there's almost like endless things to experience together. So yeah, it's cool.
That's a good point. The other thing I think is super cool from like this whole just experience is it makes our visits in person that much sweet because like wish we could go get coffee every weekend, right? Or like I
Mhm.
wish we could go out to dinner
Hmm.
more often and like stuff like that. But when we actually do get to do that stuff, it does just make it that just, I guess, more special because
Yeah.
time's limited resource. So
Mhm.
I don't know that. So it's a pro and a con, I guess, in that sense. But that I just wanted to share that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, we only to put it in perspective, we only as of right now see each other once a year
Yeah, pretty much.
for like a week or a little
Yeah.
between 1 to 2 weeks depending on work and life and blah blah blah. But yeah, it does really make you value the time in person. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we just laugh over everything. Like literally I have like fond memories of just going to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm like, that
Oh
was such a
man.
good time. Like we're just
That
going there
yeah,
for
we were
like
just
Right.
hockey game
running an
merch.
errand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
true.
gosh. I guess what have been your guys' either personal, I don't know if we want to do like one favorite or just like some of the favorite games that we played together. Have there been any that have been like absolute no's, hated it? Why did we play it?
I'll start off with my absolute favorite, Back for Blood. I always really liked the predecessor game, like Left 4 Dead, those 4-player co-op games. I've always been a huge fan of co-op games, and actually having a solid group of 4 people that we played so consistently, and
Mhm.
beat it on the hardest setting. That
Yeah.
for me uh, is really special to me because I like the system in the game too, like the card system in there.
Mhm.
Is it a 10 out of 10 game? No. But it was just, dude, that would be so cool to have a couple nights like that again without the kiddos
It
waking us
was
up.
like blood, sweat, and tears. We
Yeah.
grinded. I remember doing like the last level
We
over and over.
strategized.
Yeah, it was like we went through it.
I also just will say that I think that that's also my favorite that we've played together, just because I think that's the game where I first understood the bonding experience of gaming. Like, I
Mm.
remember like when we were all trying to beat like a certain level and we would just do it over and over and over again, or like we would take a break to get a snack and like, okay guys, like let's do this, or like coming up with new strategies to do it, different deck building. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
probably my fave. But then like we tried to go back and play it again and like it wasn't as fun, which is so sad. But yeah, I would say that's mine.
I would say for me, I mean, Back 4 Blood was great. Not gonna lie, but I think my favorite game was the Trine series. I think
Mhm.
that I really just like and again, like Trevor said, definitely they're not a 10 out of 10, but it worked out perfectly for the amount of people we had. And I don't
Mhm.
know what it was, but it was like in the game, for those who don't know, it's a side scroller. So you go from left to right and it's almost like a very puzzle game based.
Mhm.
And you each have to pick a character between a wizard, archer, and like a warrior. So it's
I
very
picked the
like
lump.
He was the lump.
it's very like unique. So it almost like it kind of like showed each of our personalities a little bit when we were playing the game. So it was
Mm.
cool. It was really interesting. It felt like each parts of us came out to work together to like solve it and complete it. And I thought it was really bonding and great story and beautiful art and yeah.
Mhm.
So it
That's
was really
true.
fun.
I will say the first one, not the first one, but the first one we played, I think was Train 3,
Hmm.
was
Mm.
really fun. I don't know why. I remember Train 4 was just like extremely glitchy. And so like that is just like all I remember from that
No.
game.
Yeah. No, trying is mine too. And I'm like,
Baldur's Gate, though, Kennedy, you like trying more than Baldur's Gate?
Oh
listen.
goodness.
Yes,
He's
yes.
getting to
No,
it, Trevor.
trying is just, yeah, I loved the art. It's just also
Yeah.
really fun playing a game that's just, it's kind of black and white. You're, yeah, going from point A to point
Yes.
B. You
That's
have
Thank
true.
you.
puzzles like just, yeah, I think that's a great way to just bond in general. Like, and not even just like the jigsaw puzzles, just like solving a problem together. But like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
it was like the shenanigans. Like I remember this one time, like you three are like trying to figure out the puzzle, and it's in the glitchy one, so 5, and I'm like slowly pushing Danny off the edge. And by the time he realizes, it's like you bleep, and then like he's like falling off the edge. But it's just like there was just like
Oh.
fun shenanigans, like people
Yeah.
kept, like knocking each other off or like locking people into like a corner. Like it was just like
Yeah.
we just had fun, and like we weren't like dying. Like you can't really do that when there's like a zombie horde chasing you. I mean you can, but it like messes up the whole run.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like just super laid back. So like
Yeah.
Yeah, like not high stakes or anything.
no. Like I love Overwatch too, but it's like we can like be on either end of the spectrum, like just riding a high, super fun, vibing well, or like it's low. It's just nothing's
Yeah,
working.
no
People are
one's
tilting.
doing
I don't
well,
want to talk
like-
to.
Oh god.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm bringing the group down.
Am I the
like, it's-
problem?
Yeah.
Disaster.
Oh
no.
man, that's really
Yeah.
funny.
What do you think we've had the
Cool.
most laughs in? Because like we
Dude.
bring up Baldur's Gate, which is like a D&D one.
That's
Like,
true.
I feel like some of the shenanigans you can do in Baldur's Gate.
But did
Baldur's
we
Gate is
though?
a beast.
I don't know
yes,
if we
I
got
think
to
so.
him.
I think we did. Like we
I
did
think
some
I
shenanigans.
think the game we laughed the most though was Overcooked. I think
Oh my
we were,
gosh,
like,
we
we
forgot
were
about
was-
that.
Oh my
Dying.
gosh, that is like okay. That was the first game we played all together in
In
person as a
person.
In
group.
Just
person, yeah.
complete chaos. Like
It
Yes.
was.
Sierra had rice. Danny was head
Like,
chef.
if there was
Trevor was
rice
trying to
to
put
make-
fires
Dishes,
out.
baby. I was dishes.
I was ricing that rice. I was like, I'm on rice. Like,
That is oh my gosh.
I figured out
is
that
just
was
the
something I
best
knew how to
game.
do, and I was like, all right, I'm sticking to one thing.
And
Right.
you still
So-
do when we play it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and in real life, I make rice like every night. Like, so it's my job. I know it. That's
Yeah.
my job.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, that
Oh.
was very special for sure.
Yeah, that one you can only play in like short chunks. Like
Oh,
we can't
absolutely.
grind that. That's like yeah, on occasion, once a year, twice a year.
I remember like,
For your health, you
like
should.
crying, laughing.
cry
It was just-
Yeah,
it was so
honestly.
Yeah.
Because we would just
Oh.
abuse ourselves in Ultimate Chicken Horse. Like we would make it impossible.
Oh my
yeah, that just
gosh.
at some points it was just like, what
I think it
is
got to a
going
point where
on?
it was like, okay, there's like 50 fans like blowing in every direction. Like it became like not
We
fun
s-
at some points because they were like, did we make this literally
Exactly.
impossible like for us to do? Like,
Yeah.
I think there were multiple times where we did. Yes.
yeah.
Does anyone have like a game they did not want to play? Like we're queued
Okay,
up.
I will just say,
Go for
Yes.
it.
okay, going from a non-gamer, even after playing so many games, Baldur's Gate was just such a beast. Like it was like this is
Yeah.
so different. Like I had never really played D&D like seriously before. The map still confuses me to this day. I will say I do love it now. Like I want to play it again. But
That's good to hear.
at first like like we'd be like, "Oh, we're playing tonight." And I'd just be like, "Oh man." Like I just like I would get into it, but then I would be
Get, like,
confused. I felt like
overwhelmed.
I was annoying because I was like, "What's going on? Where do I go? Where do
Oh,
I go on the
see.
map? What are we doing?" Because Baldur's Gate is very like you just kind of run around until you find something to do, and then like. But we would all be running around in different
Mhm.
directions, and I was like, I don't
Yes.
know what I'm looking
We
for.
came
Like,
up with strategies to try to avoid that because if you all
Yeah.
are running, we had like like we came up with an idea like, okay, tonight I lead, and so like
and once we
all
did that, it was very fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what I remember the most. Trevor, you were the worst about wandering off. We'd have a mission and you'd be
Oh
like,
my
guys, I'm over
gosh.
here. Starting
But
a
then you
fight
did
in like an
find
art gallery. And then
you
we're
would always
killing
get
everyone.
to kill
And
us.
yeah, and then
like,
by the time we all get there, Trevor's fighting everyone by
Trevor's
himself,
just like
almost
constantly
dead.
in combat, like at all times.
in that game, you find a literal rat, and that rat could be like a game story changing
That's
rat.
true.
And like
That's
you're
what makes
once
it
you find
fun.
that rat, it's
Not
like
the
it
rat.
doesn't care where your party members are. That rat is going to take you somewhere, and you have to follow.
Trevor, would you
Uh,
consider yourself a completionist?
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
kills me.
Which is why Baldur's
I-
Gate is so hard to play sometimes
Yes.
for you, because you're like, but
Mhm.
this could be something. This could be
I
something.
have to go here. here. If the
Yeah.
map isn't filled out, so like I really am picky with what like single player games I'm playing because I'm like I don't think I have 10,000 hours to put into Skyrim.
Right.
I can't play that game because I'm gonna want to do every single side mission
Right.
and task,
Yeah.
or I'm not gonna enjoy it. And
That's
like that's
so
a
interesting.
mental issue I think with me that I'm slowly trying to overcome. Because like I will take breaks and play like games that are super simple, straightforward, linear
Mhm.
games. Like that's what Trine is a great game to like take a break from that with because like you
Yeah.
guys are saying it's a single track, go from left screen to the right
But
screen.
is it though? Because those little green things, you're like,
Yes,
maybe
but
we
like
missed one.
the reward for getting those isn't enough to make me like I gotta
Mm.
do it,
Okay.
right? Because it's
Oh,
not.
so you're not a full completionist.
I'm
You're
not a full
like,
completionist in that because like it's not gonna like it's not like a huge
Not
cool
worth it
area,
to
but
you.
it's not like a new part of the story. Like with Baldur's Gate, those side stories, I'm like, well, I want to know every single.
Yeah.
I paid money for this
Mhm.
game. I should get to know. Like
It's
doing that
true.
in Shrine, like okay, it's another room with some green stuff
Yeah.
in it, and maybe a
Mhm.
hat that glitches out and we can't even wear it the next time we play. Like that's the issues.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
So Baldur's
interesting.
Gate for Sierra. Okay.
Yeah, I like though that Sierra says that because she also with her character had the most happening in her storyline.
Yeah,
Romances, the ending, like
that's
I
true.
had
so
tragedy happen to me.
yeah,
She just
tragedy. Danny
lucked
had
out.
nothing.
no.
Danny was the most boring character.
Well, I think then my one critique with Baldur's Gate is I was not a fan of the like multiplayer aspect. Like, I was so frustrated that you had to like, well, because you only have so many people in your party, and to have
Mhm.
all the stories, like you had to kick someone out, and like it sucked.
Yeah.
It really did suck having to like
That's
this person
true.
has to this, it was really frustrating. So I think between that and Remnant from the Ashes, it was such a fun game. The fact that we had to do a
Mm.
mod, like, it just kind of
Mhm.
ruined it a little bit for me. Like, it could have been something, and it was still fun, but like, yeah, it was just like it could have been more.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Makes
agree.
sense.
Stardew Valley. We have not given that game nearly enough
Oh.
love.
Oh,
No.
we haven't. We really haven't.
We need to get into that one of these nights.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We will tune into our gaming channel.
If when
Plug it now before it's
Plug it.
created.
Yeah.
When-
Before we,
yeah.
it's more of a thought right now, but we'll get there.
We're deciding
there.
now
As
what
we're
we're called.
using.
Yeah.
Danny, how would you say you convert? Did you have a strategy to convert me to video games, or
Not necessarily. I was kind of like, if you liked them, then great, and if you didn't like them, then
then I'm breaking up with you?
no, but I was not picky at all, and it was awesome that you did like games. It was really
Mhm.
fun.
Mhm.
If we talk on a relationship level, it is.
Do you want to get
so
into that now?
hot,
Just briefly.
like super brief. It is so important to me that I can play video games with my wife, and that I think has strengthened our relationship in a lot of ways. Like I have to take my wife I have to take Kennedy for walks. Okay, she loves outdoors. I have to literally get her outside, otherwise she goes crazy.
Sounds like a dog. Gotta take her
Literally,
for a
in that
walk.
sense. I have to literally walk my wife to make sure she's happy and in a good mood, and she gets excited when we get ready to go. It's great. But on the flip side of that, I get excited for when we play games together, and like she plays like Overwatch 2. Like I'm very competitive in my games and my choices, so like her being good at that and getting good at that, and same goes for like both of you guys. We're getting good and better, and it's just fun.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I think it's really strengthened not only like my relationship with Danny as on a brother level, but like my relationship with my wife. I think has been really strong because we've had some knockout laughs, just me and her playing like silly like games on the couch and stuff like that. Like we
Right.
played the It Takes Two game all the way through, which is
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
super co-op driven. That was such a good story and just fun, and like couch
Yeah.
gaming is really good for those more intimate, close relationships. I think it's
Yeah.
an easy way to kind of get closer in that sense too. But we can
I
talk about that on
agree.
another podcast.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I will say, just like, yeah, I don't think you have to be like a serious gamer to, I guess, like reap the benefits of that, like relationship gaming. Like, as long as you're
Mm.
playing with people who I mean, like you guys, it's interesting because you guys do care about winning, but you also were very welcoming and kind to me at the beginning. So I think I felt comfortable. But yeah, just like if you aren't into gaming and you think it's weird, give it a chance because like it could help you get closer to other people in your life. So yeah,
Yeah.
and it is fun. So
Honestly, like honorable mention if you guys remember that Pico Park game where you're
Ah.
like cats going through like the mini levels and it's like the pixel
Mhm.
art.
Yeah.
I remember dying
There's
in
a
that
second
one.
There's a second one.
Yeah, we need to play it.
We
I
should-
remember
we should play
having
that.
such a
Yeah.
blast. We played through the game in a single night. There was like 20 levels, but that was like super easy. Yeah, side scroller, and that was like
Yeah.
a blast.
There was also Human Fall Flat.
Oh, Human Fall
guys, Human
Flat.
Fall Flat. I remember dying with laughter at some of those levels.
That actually, I think,
like,
was our first like third
Oh!
person game. Was Human
Did we
Fall
I
play
Flat.
that
think it
before
was.
Back for
I
Blood?
think we
did play
did
that before Back for
actually.
Well,
Blood.
it was so frustrating though for Sarah because she like trying to understand like a 3D
Mm.
action game like with WASD is your
That one
We
I
have to
do
grab
think I
and pull
was
up.
like I was holding us back a little bit because that one was kind of hard.
It's a tough
And like
game.
It
it's
is hard.
very dependent on each other.
And there's physics.
And I
Ooh.
would just be
Yeah.
like I would just ruin like the level and it was just so sad. But it was
No,
fun and it was funny. I remember just like
I mean, people picking up each other, throwing them over. I mean,
Yeah.
all the sabotages, people, yeah, locking arms,
Just
falling
remember
off.
trying to pull myself up on the cliff and Danny grabbing my ankles like constantly, like take me with
Exactly.
you. I can't lift you.
Your neck is like
Bro.
bending
I
backwards.
had to climb fast enough to where he couldn't catch me. I'm like, get away from me, pick him on my way up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, yeah, if you are already a gamer, great. If you're not, great too. But yeah, definitely it's a great way to bond. Yeah, family, friends. Yeah, so
It
highly
is.
recommend. Bring it into your life, into your next hangout. Do so.
Yes.
Have a great laugh.
And some people like playing alone as well as like a relaxing
Absolutely.
Mhm.
technique.
You can play with
So-
just two people like
Yeah, it's definitely options out there. So don't write it off like I did
Gaming
for
is
so
for
many years.
everyone.
Yeah,
It's for
it
everyone.
really is. You know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just a huge thank you to hanging out with us today and for making it to the end of the episode. We hope you gained some valuable information today, or even just had a good time hanging with us as we reminisced over our pasts and just how we got to where we are today. Let us know if you try any of the games we recommended, if you've already played them, how you feel about them, love them, hate them, or if you have any recommendations for us to try out to either have fun or rage at each other as a group.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening and we'll catch you next time.
a good one, guys.
See ya.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kennedy wrapping up today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. We're so happy and we're so grateful that you hung out with us today. If you liked what you heard, please share this podcast far and wide and follow us here and on social media so you never miss an episode. Also, we would love to know your thoughts and if you have any topics you'd like us to chat about. So let us know. Thanks again for listening and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!